Good morning everyone, today we're going to be looking at another watch review. We're going to be looking at a brand that I haven't really touched on really, and that's called Alfa Flag. Alfa Flag is a relatively sort of new brand coming out of the Hong Kong region. They focus on sort of vintage diving watches really, and one of their flagship models is the Hydromatic diver, and I'm doing a review of that today. So initially look at the outer box. The box seems to be quite nice actually, it's quite a nice feel to it. Just a simple sort of black and white sort of texture. Nice sort of black and white again inside the main box. So it's all nicely well packaged together, as you can see here. We've got our spare strap and our Alfa Flag, what looks like to be an Alfa Flag guarantee card here. With model number, so obviously date not filled in, but so here we go guys, this is the Alfa Flag flagship model, the Hydromatic 42mm. It's got a 15.25mm case thickness, retails at just over £200, weighs probably 180 grams, it's got a decent weight to it, feels almost heavier than that actually, more heavier than 180 grams, and uses a quite reliable Seiko NH35 41-hour power reserve. That gives you a guaranteed accuracy of around about, well, the range is -20 to 40 seconds per day is the quoted range for that movement. So it's quite a varied one, but it usually is quite a decent reliable movement, that Seiko watch. So coming down to obviously the main dial here, we've got a sort of like a greyish black style dial with older fashioned style beige finish increments and beige finish hand tips as well, fully luminous as you might expect. All housed in a 316 stainless steel case and 200 meters of water resistance on offer, with that Hydromatic strap line just on the bottom of the actual face of the watch there. The actual lume on these increments and hands here is Super Luminova C3, which is quite a decent glow in the dark material really. Across the actual face of the watch, we've got sapphire glass as well, just to go quite nicely with that 200 meter wall resistance. Inside the actual face of the watch, there's no sort of extra markings inside there, and you've got a nice little date dial at the 3 PM as well. Coming out to the bezel. The bezel is a very satisfying unidirectional bezel with a very decent clicker mechanism, and it's got a very sort of glossy effect on the top of there. A nice sort of fluted feel to it. Obviously not indented at 45 degrees like, well, roughly 45 degrees, like a Rolex. Come down to the casing. We've obviously got a jet black sort of a brush finish on the actual casing, as you can see from the line grains going around the side there. And a line finish on the actual crown as well. Overall, it's quite a nice sort of watch to handle really, and you get a spare strap with it as well. In my eyes, the watch almost looks like, well, the bezel itself looks like it's slightly indented towards the actual face, but I think it is flat. It's got maybe a tiny bit of angle on it, but it's almost like it's pointing inwards. Got a nice winder there, nice strong winder. And a good second-hand position as well. All in all, it seems to be well put together. Got a nice push down as well on the crown. Usually the Chinese watches, they fall down at quality in terms of the crown, but this seems to be very good in terms of the quality and feel. Now coming down to the strap, now I'm not sure if this applies to both straps, but you've got I think you've got a vulcanized leather strap. I wrote down what vulcanization is. And essentially, vulcanization, where did I put my notes on that? So, vulcanization is essentially the process of heating natural rubber so that it improves essentially the qualities of it. So, it makes it stronger, more durable, and more resistant to heat, and maintains its flexibility over time. As you know, some rubber straps, they do tend to stretch, and makes it resistant to salt water and hyperallergenic. Often the vulcanization process involves heating with actual sulfur. I'm not sure, because I've never seen a vulcanized sort of watch before. Never even heard of it actually. And I'm not sure if this is vulcanized as well, as I'm not a chemist. I don't know what I'm looking for here, but this seems to be what they're talking about here. In terms of the width, it didn't specify on the spec what the width was, but let's have a little look. It'd help if I was on the right measurement. So if you want to change the strap, you will need a 22mm strap to change that. The strap has a nice feel to it. Lots and lots of little windows to hold that strap in place, so plenty of room for adjustment in terms of how you're going to fit this onto your wrist. Around the buckle, we've got a jet black stainless steel buckle with a nice thick holder as well, held with a nice secure pin as well. You've got a decent amount of resistance on that as well, doesn't feel flimsy. The actual holders, one of them's a little bit of an odd shape. It's almost cut wrong essentially, but I think that's part of the design, as you can see from the cut and the strap there. Coming around to the back plate. Got a screw down back plate with a sort of a brush finish on the outside of the outer rings there, with the Alfa Flag logo in the back as well. There's no sort of markings as you might expect on an other watch. Yeah, it's just a pure black, jet black back finish. And that's how it looks against the Rolex Air King. Obviously a lot bigger. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next video.